Hi, Crimson and Yearbook. I want to talk to you about the fact that we have a new pair of T7i cameras. These are very like the T6i and the T5i with some important differences. You should know what your choices are and how you could maximize them and not be an ignorant photographer. I won't go through all 14, but here's some of them. Our T7i costs about $200 more than a Canon T6i, so know that you're taking a valuable piece out of the room. Please, when you do check it out, let me know so I can record it on my spreadsheet. I am the sign out method, and we also have a new clipboard sign out for T7i's on the door. T7i's will be kept in the Crimson closet since Crimson money was used for this. And remember to sign out on the door and also alert mount that the given camera is leaving the room. Know that the T7 is better in its processor. It is better in its light sensor. You're using the most advanced it's called prosumer level. And we're not really on a professional level camera, but we are on a upgraded consumer level, so it's good technology. And specifically, such a sensor will give you a better ISO range. We have an ISO that in the T6i was just at the 25,000 ISO index number. However, on our T7i's, you can now boost all the way up to 51,000, making it super sensitive in low light. Remember that as ISO gets up into this ultra range, you will see more of a grainy result in your work if you zoom way in on it. But it will allow you to avoid the blasting of flash if you prefer not to see that kind of electricity in the lighting of your shot. We skipped the kit lens purchasing just because we saved a couple hundred by just getting body only. Please think about using the T7s with some of our upgraded pro lenses, and you have quite a unit. Let's see. Autofocus is very good on on both cameras. AF just means you have set the lens to autofocus, not manual focus, and just know that the camera is ready to rock on that setting. Remember that in order to maximize the world's fastest live autofocus, you have to be manually depressing the shutter button halfway, letting the autofocus system activate before you actually shoot the shot. So let those let those red dots illuminate. The autofocus has locked on the subject and you have an in-focused shot. The T7i will allow you more white balance. Some of you know about white balance. White balance is when you make an adjustment in any of the more manual settings on the top of the camera, that will activate the WB option for white balance. And then you have a couple more choices than just fluorescent lighting or incandescent or sunlight or shade. What this will do is give the white levels of a shot slightly less blue or slightly less yellow qualities if you're managing your white balance. You know that when you go into the gym, for instance, on a game, your white balance becomes super orange, and you might want to grow your knowledge of white balance, and the T7 can help you do that. It will sync better if you use an external flash. We have two very quality external flashes that would load right in these shoes. They extend up and they might seem more complicated, but you have super fabulous lighting options that soften the lighting and yet also illuminate perfectly. Some of you should grow your flash experiences. The T7 is ready for that. I'm going to skip all this except for the comment that we don't shoot in RAW as a program. A lot of photographers get snooty about that and think that only real photographers shoot in RAW, but you can drop that snobbiness. RAW makes sense for photographers who are printing huge images and posters and other purposes. For our digital and our basically 10 by 11 print size, we're going to skip RAW, which is super huge, basically like 8 megabyte pictures per shot. We don't need that. I'm going to skip all this. You should know, video people, that the T7 is now your go-to because now you can shoot at 60 frames per second, FPS 60 frames per second, whereas the T6 was only 30. This would be giving you a slightly higher definition, especially on a moving, speaking type of video that you're getting. Batteries deserve some explanation. The good news is that a T6 battery works in a T7 and vice versa. However, just remember that a T5 T5 battery shouldn't be charged in a T6, and none of our knockoff batteries, like a Proda, should be charged in our Canon equipment. Go ahead and use an Aproda battery in our new camera, if it is a T6 Aproda, but let's not charge. So just remember to charge well. You will see increased battery life on the T7 batteries, but don't fret if you don't get a T7 battery, because a T6 battery will work. Always be charging, always eject a battery and charge it for the next person. We are going to let the T5 battery area be by the kind of the more yearbook side of things, and the T6 and T7 battery charging area is going to be over behind the Crimson Closet. Finally, and then we're almost done, your T7i has a super fast connectivity button right here on the back. It wasn't there on the T6. Both cameras will push images over Wi-Fi to your phone. And sometimes you just might want to get them there and push them to your next step. And know that you can do that super quick just right here rather than going into menu and 10 other clicks on the T6. You can now go here and set your camera up here and all of the settings. Both these displays, both cameras are touch screens so that you don't have to use all the manual settings all down in here forever. You almost always have to hit the set button, by the way. I think that's about it. Remember to let me know if you're taking these out of the room. I'm excited to have you grow your photography. Thank you.